Hi, my name's Alyssa Esquivel. This is my reading reflection. My two assignments I decided to do were annotated bibliography and the SLL reflections. So basically, the annotated bibliography was a bibliography where we decided to read different articles and analyze and summarize on what the reading was about and our perspective on what the text was saying to us. Having the annotated bibliography assigned to me helped me with critical thinking and revision and feedback. So a definition on critical thinking was critical thinking is where you deep dive into a article or text and analyze them to come up with a well-reasoned conclusion. So using critical thinking in this annotated bibliography was really needed. We had to look at different texts going from Michael Bunn to other authors and really looking at what they're saying to us and how to put it in our own perspective for the annotated bibliography. And then revision and feedback. I decided to say revision and feedback is when a peer, teammate, or teacher looks and analyzes at your works and gives you constructive criticism or constructive ideas on how you can make your work better and when you take that, and then revision is when you take that feedback and you put it back into your work and revise all the notes that they gave you and put into your work. So revision and feedback is really needed in this annotated bibliography. Well, was needed in the annotated bibliography. We had reflection checkpoints with Miss Garza and with our professor, and she checked it every time. And we had the writing center, and every time they would give us good personal feedback on how we could make our annotated bibliography better, and so we could get a better grade on it. So this was supposed to be my annotated bibliography, but on Canva, it didn't upload to my device. So, yeah. And so the annotated bib really taught me, one of the SLOs that it taught me was critical thinking and revision. It helped me with multiple different assignments outside of reading. I have multiple classes, like AP, higher classes. So getting that really critical thinking really helped me with how I can distribute that into other writing assignments in different classes. For example, biology, for example, history. I need those critical thinking skills by reading the text, reading the books, and putting that into my writing. So it can help me a lot. And then revision and feedback. So, for example, for history, we have DWAs, and we had our first 3 DWAs, and every time our teacher gave us feedback on how we could do better and how we could raise our grade from being a C student to being an A student on our DWAs. I'm now able to look at the text and really critically think about it fully while also deep diving into the text. For example, like I said, the books, the textbooks, and then the revisions that different teachers gave me have made my work 100% better, and I'm able to understand my work from a different perspective. So seeing my teachers' notes and seeing how they think about my work makes me be a better writer by putting their perspective into my work and being able to extend ideas and make new ideas. Okay, for my second assignment, I decided to do the SLO reflection. I described the SLO reflection as an assignment where we picked an SLO and what we thought was our strongest attribute, our weakest attribute, and what we thought we needed to work on. So having the SLO assigned to me helped me with my personal responsibility. So I described personal responsibility as being defined as an idea about your morals and beliefs and putting them into your choices and decisions as you make as a human. So having the SLO reflection really helped me describe who I am and what I'm striving to be. Having to see what my weakest thing is, my strongest, and what I need to work on really helped me develop more ideas of what I can be and what I can be better at, and what, even though I'm good at, I need to work on still. this is my SLO reflection. So this talks about what explains what my strongest attribute is, what my weakest one, and what I need to work on. So here I put my strongest is oral communication. My weakest is personal responsibility, and what I need to work on is writing and visual communication. So really what it taught me how I can be better at myself. So even though I put here the SLO reflection taught me what I really am and what I can excel in and what I need to work on in the future. So, for example, I'm most confident in oral communication. So I'm a debater. I go out and talk to people. I also love to just talk to people in general and make a difference in people's lives. So I like to be the person that can move someone else from just my words. So I really think that's my most confident and what I'm good at. And then my least confident SLO is personal responsibility. I'm a very big procrastinator. I do stuff at the last minute. I'm late on stuff, and which I might be late on this, which makes me be that's my weak link. And I feel that having this SLO reflection helps me realize this, and I can progress on it in the future. And then And so lastly, the 2 questions I decided to ask that I still have in this course, even though we're basically in the midpoint moment, is that how am I able to understand the text when they are mostly filled with complex wording? So I have a problem with not really understanding what they're meaning by different wording, like complex wording, like I said, like bigger words describing the text, and so that gets me really discouraged, and then I end up not finishing the text. So that's one question that I have for Miss Garza, and I really want to know. And then my second questions are, why are articles able to move some people and not others? I know my words are able to move others in a positive light because that's what I do, and so I wonder the same thing about articles. How come people look at different articles different? How come people look at articles different than others? So I would look at a nonfiction book really interesting, and then another person would look at a nonfiction book as boring. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.